My name's Dalton. I go by Coach T, and I go over the process that I use in order to absolutely transform my life, refine myself, to regain my identity as a man and as a father. So I call it the locked-in process, and we're going to go from checked out to in control. And this is how fathers and busy men are able to rebuild their body, discipline, and self-respect in 6 months to a year. And I'm not going to have you doing any crazy diets where you're starving yourself or living in the gym every day. So, the awakening. This is a physical proof. Reclaiming your baseline. Most men don't realize that they're slipping until they're too deep in the hole. And I went from being checked out as a father, carrying way too much extra weight, both physically and mentally, and depending on substances, to having total mastery of my physical and mental state of being. The system delivers physical control by modifying your habits directly, ensuring that you stop the substances or food use as quick dopamine sources in order to get you through life and escape from reality. So by doing this, I'm down 20 plus pounds. I'm a locked in and leading presence in any situation, and I'm in absolute control of my life in every aspect, and I feel more confident and happy than I ever have before. So these pictures are of me from April, May, and June of 2025. This is very recent, just a calendar year ago, and I actually also had to take a 3-month break because I had an umbilical hernia repair during this process. So there's going to be adversity along the way. There's going to be struggles, there's going to be challenges, but those are tests, and that's how you prove your resilience to yourself, and that's all part of claiming back the reality that we're looking for, that true identity or true self that we're trying to find. These are recent pictures of me. I have absolutely transformed my physique, and I did this in, like I said, just under a year, and I had that break. So anything is possible, guys. And the thing is that the day that you make the decision to change is the day that this can start. But until you make that decision, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. And trust me, I spent a lot of time doing that. I got fat, I would lose some weight, and then I would mess up again. I would lose focus, get tired, I couldn't keep doing it. Some more pictures of me from recent, and I just want to elaborate on the fact that this didn't just stop with me. After I found what my lifestyle changes and how I felt from doing said lifestyle changes, I wanted to spread this. I started working on my relationships, both with my family and loved ones, friends included, because I wanted to share with them the new way of life that I had found, and the sober mind, the clear mentality, the happiness without having to force it. And thus, I have also helped to transform my girlfriend, Christy, and she's only been working on this for a short amount of time, a month or two, and she's already lost 20 plus pounds. And she, I promise you, is not living in the gym. And she, I promise you, is not starving herself. This is doable. You just have to give your body the things that it needs, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Every aspect has to be hit. So guys, is this your everyday reality? You're wanting to rebuild your body, you want new routines, and you want your internal self-respect to be rebuilt from the bottom up. You need rigorous structure so that you're no longer surviving on your impulse, cravings, and living in a state of controlled chaos. And the pains. You're sick of constant brain fog, feeling physically stagnant, and being mentally absent around those that you love. Every day, I would use alcohol, marijuana, other drugs in order to just make me feel like I was alive still. And the fact of the matter is, when you're doing that to feel alive still, you're dead to those around you. And when you're not there for the people around you, what is the point of being there at all? Living for just yourself is disgusting. You can live for yourself, and you should live for yourself to an extent, but you should always better yourself, not just for you, but for the ones that you love, so that you can help them as well. Make the world a better place, kind of vibe. Strict boundaries. Who this isn't for, because this isn't just for anybody. And I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your money. I don't want to waste my money, and I don't want to see anybody get disappointed. So I'm going to get it out there up front. If you're going to prioritize immediate comfort still over sacrificing the things that dug the hole, then it's just not going to work out for you. Long-term permanent change requires sacrifice. That's that. Anyone who's fine letting their health and presence continue to slip away in front of their children and loved ones. Like I said, whenever you're zoned out and you're dead to those around you, you're barely living at all. And if you're okay with that, there's no point in us having any kind of conversation, because you're not ready for the change. Those who expect elite results without sacrificing the habits that cause the rut. I already touched on this. You cannot get a six-pack still cranking down McDonald's every day. I'm sorry, but it's just not, it's not realistic. People unwilling to step up and perform for their families and themselves when conditions get tough. You are going to be on autopilot eventually, but you have to put in the work in order to get there. By doing so, you're going to have to at least wake up and say yes every day until that habit sets in. There is going to be challenges. There's going to be adversity. Like I said, I faced a surgery during this. At the beginning of my fitness journey, I was still battling the alcohol stuff. But once it clicks, once you continue to say yes, once you break through, it's just all golden. It's all results. It just keeps stacking. So, this is why the traditional methods fail. The motivational trap. A lot of guys are relying on Goggins style, no hate to Dave Goggins style motivated mornings, always leading to crash and burn cycles. Fleeting motivation evaporates when real world stress and exhaustion strikes. So like I said, there's going to be adversity in life, especially in bodybuilding, fitness, and trying to transform yourself. And it's not about how you get through it or whatever. It's about how you respond and what you do with yourself during those times of adversity. Staying locked in means 100% of the time. That doesn't mean when things are going good, you do well, and when things are tough, you slide through Taco Bell. That is not what it means. It means that every day you wake up and make the conscious choice to better yourself. Lack of built-in structure. Without structure and running on autopilot, your brain faces massive decision fatigue. When your mind is forced to fight daily battles, such as food and training choices, it's eventually going to lose. Like I spoke about earlier, waking up every day and having to choose 10 to 20 different decisions and make the right one every day is going to be a lot harder than waking up every morning and just saying yes. 20 decisions a day versus 20 decisions 20 days. What's going to be easier on the mind? The 3-stage blueprint to control. So, first we're going to start with some identity reform. Shifting from just trying to get fit to operating with strict set standards as a disciplined individual. Anybody can go to the gym and run on the treadmill until they're about to die, or lift until they can't walk back down the stairs. Anyone can. It is a varying degree of what it will take for everybody, but anybody can do so. Anyone can also starve themselves for a day and lose X amount of weight. Your glycogen will drop, your scale number will go down. Whoa, look at that magic. But the fact of the matter is that's not how true results are made. True results are made over time and with consistency. And that's what we're going to build by reforming our identity. Structure over willpower. We're going to implement seamless, repeatable meal protocols and workouts that are going to eliminate that mental friction. Every day, if you wake up and you're looking at a meal plan and you already know what you're going to eat, and every time you walk into the gym, you pull up your trainer eyes and you have your workout already laid out for you, and you already know what you need to do, it's a lot easier than waking up every morning and searching, what 5 meals can I eat today to hit my macros? Even with AI, I mean, you want to cook 5 meals every day that are unique and different. I mean, your grocery bill is going to be crazy. You're going to be stressing, or I don't know, hire a chef or something. That's wild. So, continuous momentum. Establishing natural routines that run automatically, turning your lifestyle change into your identity. This is the autopilot thing that I've touched on. Once that sets in, your choices that were at the beginning, a constant everyday battle that you were making, yes, I'm locking in today, yes, I'm locking in today, become your new identity. Everyone already knows you're locked in. You already know that you're locked in. You know your goals that you have in mind, and you know what you need to do in order to get there. And so you don't miss a beat. And that becomes the new you. So a little bit of background on me, besides the fact that I was an alcoholic and a drug addict and a fatty. 13 shots fired, PTSD acquired. This was kind of my big tragedy, my turning point in life. I, at one point in time, weighed 350 pounds. It led me into substance addiction at a very young age. I started abusing drugs well early in my teenage years, and it became a pretty regular thing by 16, 17. Alcohol by 18 was an everyday event in my life as well. Then, a violent home invasion shook my world. 13 rounds were fired inside of my house. I was grazed. My friend was also grazed in the ribs. I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. So, crippled by anxiety and depression and using substances constantly to numb that, I began missing out on memories with my child. But one day, my coach asked me, is this really what you want for yourself? And having that mirror held up to me was my final breaking point. It wasn't what I wanted for myself. And the thing is that when he asked me that question, it sparked a lot of other questions and realizations in my mind. You can only be checked out for so long. People are going to get tired of it. Your habits are going to eventually not just destroy you. They're going to destroy your relationships. They're going to destroy your body. They're going to destroy everything that you've lucked into or built over the course of your life. And if you value those things, if you value yourself, then you need to do the things that we know you need to do in order to change that. And this is where we can start. A new standard of living. So, we're just going to do a little comparison, basically, lay it out really simple. The old way of living, how we're going to be expected to live. This is kind of the demographic that we're going to be discussing. So, the driving force. The old way, this temporary fleeting motivation spikes. Like I was talking about, wake up in the morning, carry the boats, again, no hate to Goggins. And then that motivation goes away, and we're back with Debbie cakes and ice cream at night. Stuff's going to go because our new system is inflexible. We already know what we need to do. It's laid out in front of us and it's very clear. There's no way to slip up unless you let yourself. The nutritional approach. Old trap, extreme crash diets and water fasts and all that magic in order to lose a couple pounds on the scale that are going to come right back up whenever you eventually eat again and your body takes back on the water and glycogen that it needs. But the new system, controlled, sustained, high energy fueling. We're going to eat 5 balanced meals every day that are going to give your body what it needs at that time in order to fuel what you're trying to do, be that training, recovery, etc. Daily decisions. The old way, constantly had to negotiate with yourself, constantly had to make different choices every day, which led to that decision fatigue that we spoke about. Not ideal at all. The new system, automated, stress-free, and hitting that autopilot that I continue to talk about. That's the goal, guys. Once we hit that autopilot, we're not thinking anymore. We're just doing. We're building. We're going. We're going. We're going. Poor result. The old way, you got burnt out. You got disappointed. You had to restart, whether that was every morning, whether that was every week. Maybe you made it a month even. But listen, the new way, we're going to get permanent physical and mental transformation because we are going to make it our lifestyle. Not going to be a part of our life, not going to be something that we do, This is going to be the core of our life, and then we are going to use it to build and excel in other areas as well. So, this is a compounding momentum. This is kind of where it starts and how it grows, like a snowball, the old cartoons. Your initial confidence. So whenever you start anything like this, whenever you decide to make a change to better yourself, you're going to feel a natural boom in your confidence because you just made the choice to do better. It's not always just that. Maybe your girlfriend told you she's excited. Your kid told you he's excited. The cashier at the 7-Eleven said that he's excited for you because you were telling him that you signed with a coach. Whatever it may be that has your confidence boosted, that's what we're going to use to start. From there, your daily discipline is going to stack. Every day that you say yes and make the right choices that you need, your motivation and your confidence is going to go up just a little bit more. And that's going to give you more momentum to continue to make the correct choices. Your core consistency. This kind of touches back to that autopilot that we were talking about. This is when you're starting to approach it. You're realizing that you're locked in and you're doing the right things over and over again that you need to do in order to make your progress. And once you start to see that progress, then you're able to use that as another pivotal motivation point. And then the absolute goal, the true autopilot power. This is where everything just becomes repetition. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to the bathroom, watch a self-hate video or whatever you need to do to get your day going. That's how your life is now going to be because you're going to be locked in and on autopilot. So, if you're ready to go from inconsistent, low energy, and checked out to shredded, highly disciplined, and fully in control of your life in every aspect, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, within 6 months to a year, I am not out here to see slow results. I'm an impatient guy. I feel like most of us in this day and age need quick results, and that's what we're going to get. Get a hold of me, and we'll get the ball rolling on some coaching. Any questions, feel free to contact me on my Instagram, my Facebook, whatever it may be. I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope that you guys make the decision to lock in soon. Thanks for listening, and again, I'm Coach T. Have a blessed day.